Wagwan everybody, I'm the nerd, and today we're gonna dive more into Xcode. Yeah, in the last episode we just got it, got it installed and set up and everything. So now we're gonna dive more deep into it and we'll actually build our first iPhone app. So if you're ready for that, just stay true and we're gonna do this. Alright, so last time we left off after we downloaded Xcode, like I mentioned. You should still see the screen. But just so in case you close this or whatever, I'm just gonna give you a quick reminder how to get there. So you just jump to Finder, you go to Applications, and Xcode will be there. Since we're gonna use Xcode a lot, one thing I'd recommend is that we make a shortcut. So all you have to do right here is just go drag the application from the application thing and then just drop it in your dock. And your dock is this thing right here with all of these. Okay, cool. So let's close that and let's just jump to the main stuff. So welcome to Xcode. Boom. So the first thing I want you to do is click on create a new Xcode project. It will show you this screen and you'll see that like up here it will say like choose a template for your new project. So basically all you're saying is what kind of app do you want to make? Do you want to make an iPhone app, a Mac app, or a watch app, or a TV OS app? Or if you want to make a different type of thing. We are just going to be making an iPhone app, so you can just click iOS, and iOS is just the operating system. If you don't know what the operating system is, it's pretty much just like how the phone looks. Like, you notice how iPhones will look a little bit different from Android. That's pretty much like the OS. Or Windows might look different from Macs, whatever. So anyways, click on app here, and then not any of these, we'll deal with these later. And then click on next. And I want you guys to give your app a name. The usual thing is when I was learning this, everybody told me just put my first app or some boring stuff like that. I don't want you to do that. This will be a first app and I want you guys to like this, so I want you to come up with whatever name you want it to be. But it's gonna be a super simple app though, so don't go crazy. So for me, I'm from Jamaica, so I'm gonna just pick Big Up Jamaica. That's gonna be the name of my app. Then once you come up with a name now, you'll see team here, you'll see like add an account. All you have to do is pretty much just log in with your Apple ID, and that's pretty much the same ID that you use in like your phone or your app store, or the same thing, And if you don't want one, if you don't have one, you can just click this button and create one. It's through Apple, so they're mad secure, so you don't have to really worry about pretty much anything. So we go here, we enter a password, and it's loading. You're gonna get like a verification thing to your phone. I got mine on me right now. I'm just gonna enter mine. 7, and just like a boss, our Apple automatically just adds us in there. We get to the screen and you see that your account is set up. So after that, now you can pretty much just close that. And in this case, I'm just gonna keep with none. We don't really need it. The organization identifier is like, say if you worked at a company, like if you worked at a social media company, it would be this company right here. But for now, I'll just say, just use your name or your last name, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna put the nerd. And you see like they make this thing called a bundle identifier here called the nerd big up Jamaica. Don't worry about this stuff. You don't really gotta worry about it. But basically this is what the company would be called. Alright, so I'm trying to jump to making apps because that's what we're thinking about, so I'm trying to hurry up. So anyway, so the interface, just make sure this is SwiftUI. Lifecycle, make sure this is SwiftUI app. Language, make sure this is Swift. If you click on it, you'll see different things, so just make sure you have these settings. One thing though, make sure all these are unchecked. We don't need any of this stuff right now. And then just click next. So what I need you to do is pretty much like pick a location of like in your computer, like where do you want to save this, your app, like your files for making your app pretty much. So I'm gonna save it in documents and I'm gonna call it Big Up Jamaica app. Okay, and then so once you make it, you make this folder, you'll see it's there, and if you click create, Cool. Alright, so now you see this screen here. This is Xcode. No authorization fix. You don't need to really worry about this. Let's just click cancel on that for now. Alright, so this is Xcode. Yo, if you have no idea what this is, that's completely fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, this is Xcode. So the first thing I want you to do, I know what you're thinking about right now. You just want to make an app. So I'm gonna make that, and then I'm gonna show you an app that you can make, and then we go more into the guts of what's Xcode. Don't worry about all of this. Don't worry about all this confusing stuff right here. I'm gonna break all of that down. As I said, mad simple. So the first thing I want you to do though is I want you to go up here and you see where it says like yours might say something else, but just click on it. So basically what these are is not like they're like simulators or emulators, and what a simulator is, it's like a phone, like a fake phone on your computer, so you can like use that to see the app you make. So I actually have an iPhone 11, so I'm used to that, and I want to show my app on an iPhone 11, so I'm gonna just click on that. But as you see, there's a bunch. You can do iPad, all that. But let's just go with iPhone 11. Or if you have a phone you prefer, like more prefer, yeah, just pick that one. 12 Pro, 12 Mini, all of them. But I like 11. So next thing, some of you might be able to see a preview of your app just by clicking resume here. And if you don't see this section of the screen, just click on canvas up here. So click. Yeah, so once you have your canvas open here, one thing you can do just to get a quick preview of the app is literally just click this button, and then it will give you like a quick preview. It won't be the exact simulator. The simulator will be a little bit different, but you'll see a preview of the app here. One thing though, sometimes if you don't have enough RAM or you don't have enough space, this can really slow down your computer. So we're not going to use this all the time. Sometimes I'm just going to click this play button, which also makes it like runs the code so that you can actually see what you developed or what you made. But before we do both of those, before we show any app, because this is going to be your first app, I want you to make a change, and I want you to change something in here. So if you go to this line here, line 12, you'll see that it says text hello world. So basically what this does is anything that's inside this text thing, anything that's inside these quotation marks is gonna show up on the screen. I'm gonna get into how that works, all of that. Don't worry. All I want you to do right now is just, I want to show you what's possible. I want to show you how basic some of this stuff is, that they make it seem like you got to be like some mad genius. So I want you to change this hello world. Make sure you get it only in the quotation marks. So don't remove any of the quotation marks. And I want you to delete that. I want you to delete it. Then I want you to put whatever word you want to put here, and whatever word you want to show on the first screen of your app. So right now I'm gonna put the nerd. You know what I mean? Or better, the nerd apps. Okay. So once I do that now, don't worry about this padding stuff. Don't worry about anything. Just I want you to just change whatever is inside these quotation marks. And whatever we change there, as I said, is gonna show on the screen. So boom. I said you could do a resume here. So we'll test that out first. Click resume. Sometimes this can take a while. Builds, you can see it's happening here. Like you can see the work is being done. Whenever you see something happening up here, like you see a line or anything, it's making you know that some work is being done. We will talk about this yellow alert later. What we can do is simply just press this play button up here, and this will actually build all this work that we have here. So this is really our app. So if you click on it, you'll start to see some work being done here, and then you'll see build succeeded. This is just a preview. You see here, the actual simulator will come up eventually. So I'm gonna just minimize that, give it some space, and this is our simulator. So I say it looks pretty much just like the regular iPhone 11. You can see what the operating system is. iOS 14.5. and it's building the app. So while that's building, you can see basically what is gonna happen. And you see that, I'm gonna just zoom out a little bit. You see that like it's an iPhone 11 and it's showing what I typed here. So you see the nerd apps here, and you see it right here too. So it's pretty much whatever you typed here. I hope you didn't leave that hello world and be mad boring. I hope you change it to something else and it will show up on the screen. But this is only if you want a quick preview, okay? And sometimes, as I said, this doesn't always work depending on if you have space or not, or if you have RAM or anything like that, if you have enough RAM or anything like that. My bad. Anyway, so the simulator is running now. The simulator though, pretty much always runs. Sometimes it takes a while to build, but it's pretty much the most safe option. So while that's building, let's give it some time. And as I said, building, it just means it's make all this code that we have here, it's making it into the app. So when I'm saying building or running, I'm just saying that whatever code that we have, that we wrote, we're creating it or turning it into the app. So if we go back over to the simulator, you'll see it here. And you literally see the nerd apps. And you'll see like this other app come up. So it's like a separate app from Xcode itself, but Xcode uses it. So let's kill this. And I want you to do one more thing. So you get the idea, right? Anything you type right here for now, as I said, this is super basic. But you gotta continue developing, you know what I mean? You gotta get better with this. I want you to change this to something else now. I tried nerd app. Actually, leave whatever you typed and I want you to do this. I want you to press enter, go down one line, and I want you to type in the word B button pretty much. And you should see it pop up like that. And I want you to go down to this one right here where it says action label. Press it. And then you'll see like these two things, right? You see this blue thing already highlighted. You don't know what this is, but basically all I'm trying to do is I'm gonna make it that you always see the text that we usually saw. We're gonna still see that, but we're gonna put a button on below it. So all I want you to do for this first one, for action, don't worry too much like what that means, but basically the action is like, what do you want the button to do when you click it? Right now we don't want it to do anything, so just press enter there. And then I want you to click down to here and also just press enter. Okay? So I want you guys to think like, what do you think is gonna show up on the screen when we try to build this now? Oh yeah, let's stop this. What do you think is going to show up? So I would assume we would see like a text at the top. I remember this is just a button. And maybe we should see a button with a text. So let's run it and see, okay? I know, and one thing I'm going to say this again. You don't have to memorize all of this. I don't want you to be like, writing and taking notes. I want you to just watch and see what's possible right now. So as I see the simulator loaded, and one thing you'll notice is like as you keep using the simulator, it kind of loads a little bit faster. So you still see the text here, but you see this button. Can I click on it? Yeah, you get that kind of flare, and it has the text button on it. So it looks like, or what is happening is that whatever you put inside the text inside this button shows for the text on that button. But because we didn't make it do anything, it's just like that. Don't try and memorize this again. Again, I'm just showing you what's possible. So let's close this and the simulator. That's how I ended that. I want you to go back to our button right here. And I want you to change the text to something else. So whatever you want your first button on an app to say. So I'm going to put Jamaica. Welcome to the nerd apps. Okay, so that's a long name for a button, but again, I just want to show you what's possible. Don't worry about all this stuff, okay? Just focus on here. Just focus on here. I'm gonna explain everything else. So run it, click the play button again, or run it. Right, build, succeed. and our simulator should pop up. Let's just tap on it. I can't bother waiting. And it's working. It's magic. Man, I hope y'all having a good day, man. I hope y'all having a good day. Man and woman. And they, I hope everybody doing good. Okay, so it looks like it's loaded. It's doing its thing. And as you can see, the button does say welcome to the Nerd Apps. So that's pretty much what I wanted to show you. And it's a button, it does nothing, and it's just some text here, but I want you to, as I said, just get the idea of what's possible. So every app uses this. Every app, every iPhone app, iOS app, whatever, is using this. Like, to make a text, like, more than likely they're using it like this. They're putting it between these quotation marks. You see this? These quotation marks. And then again, if they're trying to use the text for a button, they put it between these quotation marks again right here. Just some words, and they put it between it. But it's also inside this text thing. Don't worry about this. What I want you to focus on are these words inside these quotation marks, and we're gonna talk about them more in the next episode. What these are actually called though are strings. And it's not like the strings where you would see, where you used to, I guess, make clothes or whatever. It's strings are basically words, and whenever you want to use them, you have to put these quotation marks. You have to put them if you want to use words. So in the next episode, we're gonna talk more about this. But again, all I want you to do is just see what's possible right now, and then we continue moving. And I'm gonna break down all of this as I always say. But let me just run it one more time. I'm gonna give y'all a little preview, and I'm gonna add a little spadass. Don't worry about this. This is just me flexing on y'all. Don't worry about this fun title. If you wanna test it out, you can, but don't worry about it right now. I'm not gonna explain it yet, and we're just gonna run. And as I said, as you see, build succeeded. And the app is over here. Usually it just pops up on top of Xcode, but I can't bother. I'll just be like, yo, I want to see it, even if it's a black screen and a spinning gray thing. Okay. Come on. Oh, okay, cool. So I don't know if you see what's different, but from I added this font, that title, but we're gonna talk about that later. But anyways, yeah. So again, thanks for watching. Welcome to the Nerd Apps, and let's just give it a click. And yeah, if you like this, comment, subscribe, check it out. In the next episode, we're gonna talk more about strings, which are these things right here, where you have to put any word or number that you want to make it that it's like text. You gotta put it between the strings. So let's find out more about why do we have to do it, and even if it's a number, we gotta do it. So anyways, later.